Kinfolk, you already know what it is, what it was, and always will be. This is the Black-owned podcast, and I am your host, the main man with the game plan, and the game plan ain't the same plan. I've been a major figure since baby pictures. Janice's oldest boy, Sincere, is in the building. I got my co-host back in her seat with me.
Hey, y'all, it's Peaches. Y'all missed me, didn't y'all?
Hey.
Y'all don't much question. I know.
You know we did. You know what I'm saying? Normal housekeeping, if you will, please follow us on all our social media, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. And please make sure that you like and share this live. Make sure that you like and share this live. Let's get right to it because we got some heavy stuff to lay on y'all today. But before we get to it, let's go on this and let me let you know a little bit about what's happening right now. I'm gonna start with since it's the latest, is that the House passed a very strong gay and transgender equality legislation that just happened today. The House was divided on that, passing narrowly a bill that extended civil rights protections to prohibit discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation or gender identity, but the measure faced an uphill battle to enactment with Republicans almost uniformly opposed. Everything is going to be split down party lines. The legislation was passed 224 to 206, stands little chance of drawing enough Republican support in the Senate to advance, at least in its current form. It was the second time the Democratic-led House had passed a measure known as the Equality Act, which seeks to amend the Civil Rights Act of 1964 to add explicit bans on discrimination against lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people in both public and private spaces. Just one of the many things that's going on as of late. Let's give a shout out to Tiger Woods, man. As you know, Tiger Woods got in a really bad single car accident. We've been keeping up with that a lot, at least I have, and right now looking good. No non-life-threatening injuries, but it does look like he may have an uphill battle as far as the mobility of his legs are concerned.
Oh.
Yeah, so
he had a couple surgeries as well. You know,
right,
everything because he bad off.
Yeah, and he just speaking to that, he just came off of another back surgery. So shout out to Tiger Woods, and we hope we wish him a speedy recovery. Stevie Wonder in the news.
Oh yeah.
Stevie Wonder say he taking it back to Ghana. He gonna holler at y'all.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder say I'm getting up out of here.
And I'm talking fast.
Stevie Wonder say y'all can have it, man. I'm going to Ghana and I'm leaving, and I'm going permanently. I've always wondered what that would look like as far as some type of mass exodus of African American people going back to Ghana, especially since 2019. You know, when they had the comeback to like Ghana program or whatever, where you can come, you get citizenship really fast. They make you priority or whatnot. There have been some times where there were opportunities that I had to do business in Africa, but I rejected it both times. And the reason why is because once you do your due diligence, we are very different people.
That's what I was about to say. Cultural wise, you know,
right.
When you look at it and you talk about, hey, we're going back to Africa, like that culture shock for you.
Yeah. It's we are very different people, and and that played a strong role in me, you know, turning. And I pursued that heavy because I really did want to, you know, build a business out there. But yeah, it just. That was not going to happen. The last but not least in the news is the return of hey, you already know. Hey,
Delisha.
Hey. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome home to Bobby Smurder, man. Back in the building after doing 6-year stretch up in Clinton Correctional Facility. He was released 2 days ago in style. Got flown home by Quavo, who I didn't know was really good friends, I guess, with Schmurder, with the Shmoney gang, and from his own mouth held him down for those entire 6 years he was there.
What's that Man Down podcast? How you doing? What's good? What's good?
What's good, good people?
I was waiting for Lamar to pop up here.
Oh man, Lamar, she got shots already in the barrel waiting on you, man.
No, I just want to get it out here or whatever, because I feel like y'all just rolled over me like I wasn't missing last week or whatever.
Hey, you know what I'm talking about? We were scrambling. You know
what
I mean?
I'm here to let you know though. I'm Alvin and Eddie
and that's that. Hey, we already know, man. We already know. Hey, and y'all already know how we get down here at the Black Owned Podcast. Hey, right after this, we're gonna start it up with the with Peaches Picks. You already know.
I don't hate, I motivate my people to elevate and rise above the fray to show God is great. Not blasphemous, but magnanimous, without any animus to show that they're fabulous. With a little bashfulness being the catalyst for adult learners to conquer calculus. Math, regression analysis, we can all learn if we were not drug addicts.
we had a small technical error or dysfunction among the line, but I'm back. Sincere is coming. Small computer thing, a slight reboot, but we're gonna go into Peach's picks right now. My first one is based off of experiences. As y'all know, that I got a lot going on, so I'm going through a process. And I have to say that one of my picks is humility and humbleness. This is like a lot of us shy away from the things that we going through or opportunities that may present themselves because you don't like to deal with people. And I'm one of them people. And I've been tested, y'all. I had a girl tell me she gonna kick my ass in so many words. She said, I'm not about that life. You know, you guys got to really understand who y'all dealing with when you guys attempt to interact or clash with someone, because y'all never know somebody's background and you might get fucked up. But that's just there. And another thing is we still on this Capitol insurgency stuff. As y'all know, the State of the Union is a plot to blow up the Capitol building and kill as many congressmen and state representatives as possible. So, of course, they on high alert. I'm still waiting on Mark to get back into it because this wasn't nothing but the devil. And when I tell y'all that I'm going to be talking about some stuff that's kind of have to do with that and relay it to real terms, it's going to mess y'all up. Like the thought process. I'm not putting nothing in y'all head, but I'm going to give y'all enough to where it'll make you guys want to go and do some research. How can I put it? We're talking about the mark of the beast. As y'all know, the mark of the beast goes back to biblical times, but we're going to apply it to today. And we're going to apply it to the bigger picture, you know, the stock market, the current events, the green initiative, and who we could possibly have sitting in the seat running for a president in 2024. I say all that to say that, as y'all know, we can start by saying the guy Yuka, Google him, Y-A-K-U-B. He is the creator of the Caucasian race. He was also known as the mad scientist or whatever. He developed something that caused the suppression of melatonin, which created, in turn, the white race. You know, if you really want to look at it, the black man has been destroyed. You know, all the real significance and the real tales of the Bible, guess who has it? It's only two. The Shriners, you know, and we can go in and talk about that. And as far as the sword and the moon, you know, the sword means that if you tell the secrets of the temple, you have to pay with your life. So they're dealing with some stuff that's just not going to get out. And another thing that we got to realize is Satan was a child of God, and he idealized him so much that he wanted to be like him. And in order to do that, he used people, as we see in the Bible. I'm religious or whatever, especially when I'm drunk and I just want to get over it. You know, we all had that moment when you're like, hey, if you just let me get past this and the stuff starts, I'm never drinking again. You know, some people more religious than others. I've had the opportunity to talk with a guy named Mac Williams, and you know, he's very intelligent. Hold on, guys, this is Mark. Hey, you still ain't on? Yeah, I'm on. You interrupted. Okay, how do I do that? Okay. Nope. Hold on, I'm trying to get Mark, and you don't need a new link. Use the same one because Anthony is still in here. Okay. Okay, so as I was saying, you know, there's a whole bunch of things that went on, and I'm trying to give you a synopsis so that I can get to the bigger picture. Just the fallen angels, and when the guy was falling, how he saw the beautiful woman, and that's how we came about with arts and gifts and, you know, trade. And when trade came, that's when the world split. And of course, you can't defeat a whole army. And as we look at current events today, it's a divide and conquer type of evolution going on. And I say all that to say this, you know, we got somebody that's really significant. He's making strides, and all we see is the good in this guy. But you really need to take a good look at him. I'm talking about Elon Musk. Y'all know the CEO of Tesla. Let me let him in. Yo, you see me?
What's cracking, Captain?
Okay, so I'm talking about Elon Musk. If y'all know who that is, he's the inventor of Tesla, you know, CEO of SpaceX. You know, he's doing great things. If you guys remember, he was the one a few weeks ago, y'all heard about the dog coin, the other currency that they're trying to get that to compete with Bitcoin. You know, hey Chaz, and dog coin is something. What Elon Musk is doing is changing the currency. You know, like I said, the devil will come as a well-like man, and he will change the variant of business. This man is pushing this dog coin. What he's trying to do is push the bigwigs out, because as you know, the top heavy holds a majority of the stocks, and that's who get paid as they go up 5 cents, 10 cents, they get millions of dollars. So what Elon Musk did was kind of tweet about dog coin, and he feels like it should be diversified, and he wants the people to take back some of it and kind of get rich. But guess he stamped it? So guess who's behind it? I don't know why. Hold on. Can you see me now?
No.
Can you hear me though?
Yeah.
Okay, what now? This one is just terrible today.
I don't know what the issue is.
And I can't get it. This is crazy.
Well, just keep going.
What about now?
Okay, I can see you now.
Okay, so where are you guys following me? I'm about to buy some dog coin or whatever. It's still pennies. It's still going for pennies.
What is it?
It's like Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency or whatever, but it's backed by like celebrities and stuff. So they're trying to, you know, stamp it and get people to buy into it to make it more profitable, so that, you know, they can change the dynamics of like the stock market and how business is operated.
Okay,
you know,
cool.
On top of that, we speak about this mark of the beast. You know, and when we look at it in reality, you know, many claim that it's like an implant of medical or financial electronics or whatever. It's an ID chip. Scholars, you know, they believe that it's a sign recognized by those who involuntarily have chosen the follow the Antichrist. But we're not going to look at it on the biblical matter or whatever. But guess what? The gag is Elon Musk already working on this. You know, not only can he can give you a personal ride to space, but he's worked with this company called Neuralink, and they have implanted a chip, a microchip in a monkey brain, and he's able to play a video game with his mind, no hands, no nothing. As y'all know, he's a big backer of, you know, AI, artificial intelligence.
Facts. They doing Ready Player One for real around here.
You know. So of course, he's on Clubhouse. You know, he's out here. He's not hiding behind anything. And he made a statement that he would love to link with the Russian president. But guess what? The Russian president asked him, but because he don't get on social media, they trying to find a way to, you know, link and have a conversation that is you know, transmissible without social media. So it's in the works. But the little thing that we don't know is back in 2001, before he even really got started here, he's tried to do business with Russia. Now, if y'all know, Russia been in the news about the pros voting and everything.
Right.
the Trump era, and now he wants to get in bed with them, right? So they told him back in 2001, him and his two of his co-founders or whatever, that nah, y'all don't have enough money or whatever, and they didn't have spaceships. You know, they were trying to go into business and purchase them from a company that operate out of Europe called Arian Space, which fell through.
What?
But here it is 20 years later, you know, to the day, and guess what? He's about to get in talks with Russia. He's made a chip that's already in a monkey head with small wires that doesn't show any signs of it being there. He doesn't look odd. You know, he looks normal, but he has a chip in his head. You know,
That's crazy.
When you think about it, we've always heard about these clones and how we remember 20, 30 years ago when they cloned that sheep.
Yeah.
Yes, you think they stopped? Oh, we can clone the sheep, and if we for 1 minute think that they were satisfied with that sheep and then keep going, we got something coming. This microchip can be put in. If they can incorporate this into a clone's brain, guess what? We got a whole army of fake people. You know, this is the stuff that we need to pay attention to, because everybody's talking about some Elon Musk for president 2024.
I ain't with that. I ain't say that.
Look at the big picture. I mean, he want to get in bed. He's still trying to get in bed with Russia. You know, only thing they got on this man walks on water. The only thing they got on him was he got caught smoking some weed. You know, but when we think about it, Bill Clinton did too. He said he didn't need it. That ain't stop shit.
Yeah, and Barack said he did it.
Yeah, 45 grab vaginas.
Facts.
We got to make it make sense. Like, you know, this is nothing. I just want to pose a thought-provoking element to what's going on in the bigger picture. And a lot of times, like I said, you know, people might have you screwed up, but you guys got to keep the end goal in mind. And when you do that, you know, and look at the bigger picture, you can step back and see things for what they really are. That's just my take or whatever. And that was my pick for today. I'm going to push it back over to Sincere, and he has a guest speaker. So Black Business of the Week. So
Black Business of the Week is Anthony from Golden Goals. He does career progression and network and network strategy. If you got to let him in.
Oh, I'm just tearing up stuff over here.
It's different now, ain't
it? Hey, how you doing, Anthony?
Hey, what's going on, man? How's everything?
Everything's good. Everything's good.
Good. Hey, so again, so tell us what's the name of your business, and what services do you provide?
Right. So our business is Golden Goals. We provide career coaching and professional development services, just like resumes, LinkedIn enhancement, cover creation. We do websites if someone wants a professional portfolio put up, or a resume, or even a business website. We can do those. And we do networking strategies. So we do a mentorship, and we do an autopilot service where we actually do the networking for you, and you don't got to worry about it. You just get on the call with people you want to talk to, and those are the kind of services that we offer.
Yeah, I never heard of the autopilot service before, but it sounds pretty good, for the extra lazy people.
Oh, that'll be me. I got some more accolades and some more certifications. I'll be hitting you up.
Fact. So what's the important part of what it is that you do as far as for the community? A lot of times we don't necessarily know how, even people who are career professionals and have been doing this for a long time. Sometimes when you work, I'm gonna use me and Peaches for example. After doing each 20 plus years in the military, we know how to do things on that side of the fence. But then when we come out here, we're not necessarily well versed on how to put all of our experience and accolades into a resume form. So how you go about doing things like that?
So, what we try to do, and we always, one thing we definitely do is we always intentionally market for, Black students, POC students, anyone that kind of just looks, we are a Black-owned business, so we want to kind of cater to, Black people, because like we all know that there's an education gap and a resource gap. That's been a problem for years. It's something that's systemic that we just kind of have to catch up on. So in providing career services, we don't really, you'll see a lot of our clients are, tend to look like us. So that's what we kind of
I did. I seen that.
Go ahead.
I was just wanted to, I'm kind of guiding it. Chastity wants to know if you guys work with Wix or Shopify platforms, or do you build it from scratch? The resumes,
the websites.
The website is what.
So our website design consultant actually builds it from scratch, but they can work with different things like Wix and Shopify based on the client's needs.
So my biggest thing when I checked out your business or whatnot was network strategy. It sounds good, but we don't really know what that is.
Right.
So can you explain to us what network strategy is?
Absolutely. So we have two things. So the first one is mentorship. Essentially, we break down the entire process of networking. Networking is this, really long process that a lot of people, like when you think about networking, it seems like a giant task, on top of, whatever job you may have, whatever side hustles you may have, family life, home life, personal life, even just trying to get enough hours of sleep, So we try to make it into very small, actionable steps so that it becomes a lot easier, and also we make it a much more reflective experience. So there's actually, we start off with the reflection. So we give some questions like, what kind of profession do you want to go into? What career do you want to go into? Why do you want to network? Why do you want to meet the people you want to meet? What are the 7 things about you that a professional should know, or the 7 things about you that you want to be known whenever you go into, that networking space, the networking mode, or meeting someone that that could be their next opportunity, and then just writing those things down, and then we talk about those things with the clients and to make sure that they know exactly where they're trying to go, what they value about themselves, what they have to offer, and what they can bring to the table when it comes to speaking to people they want to speak to. And then we actually explain them how to reach out through LinkedIn or through email to the professionals that they want to talk to, using the search filter, the powerful search power of LinkedIn. Being able to just, home in on a specific city, or hone in on a specific industry, hone in on people that are connected to people that so that you can get a warm introduction, and then just reaching out, sending those messages. And we give them the guides on how to do that, what those sentences can look like, how to schedule an appointment on Zoom, or even just a phone call, anything like that, and then getting on the call with them and guiding on what they want to know, and also making sure trying to get insight onto what that field is that person is doing, or what that company culture is like, or what it's like to be in their day-to-day life, and then having them give advice back, what should they be doing to get to where this person is, and even seeing what value they can offer, because also give value on the call with. You don't want to just take. You can also give if you can.
Okay.
And then also, the most important question at the end is just to ask, hey, who can you connect me to, or who in your company can you connect me to, and could I send you my resume, something like that. So really just breaking that process down and having them do that over time. And we've seen, results such as like in the first 2 weeks of the program, clients have gained 30, 40, 50 connections, and they're setting up appointments like clockwork.
Okay.
And then go ahead.
Two things, because like he said, we have a 20+ year military background, and like some of our audience does as well. Are you fluent in government employment, and
can you create federal resumes?
Yeah, I'm tripping over myself.
We have created a federal resume before, and yes, we can do that. We've only had one client so far that needed a federal resume.
And was it successful, or were you able to give them what they needed as far as based on the job description, and were they hired for the job that they were seeking?
It was tailored to the job position. Yes, they did not get back to me on what the result of their application was.
That's usually good. No news is good news. Shout out to Big Mike and shout out to Chaz for asking these questions. Another question Chastity has is: once you create the website, does your business manage it as well, or is that on the business owner?
That would be on the business owner, yes. But we can offer edits and things like that.
Oh, okay.
Do you teach them how to utilize it, or is it, oh, hey, it's up, here's the username, password, change it, here you go?
If they, our website design consultant is they're tasked with being able to keep up on that, and essentially if there's anything that's confusing or anything that needs help or clarification, they can call her up real quick and just ask. So we're there. We're always there to help. We're not just gonna drop it off and just be like, hey, you got it. Yeah, whatever type of edits they may need, or just management in general. We're not gonna manage it for them, but we can offer help. We're a sounding board. So. Okay,
awesome. You know what? How important is LinkedIn? Because I've heard a lot like, hey, you got to make sure your LinkedIn profile is up, but I'm hardly on my LinkedIn.
Me either.
Yeah, LinkedIn is so underrated, man. There's over 700 million, I believe, was statistic people that are on LinkedIn on any given day. So there's a lot of traffic in and out of LinkedIn. It's so important to be on LinkedIn, because what you're doing is you're staying connected on a professional level with the people in your life and the people you could be connected to. And especially if you're in a business perspective, you're also bringing people that could bring value to your business or money to your business on a regular basis. If you're posting, if you're providing value, if you're sharing content, sharing important tips that are related to your business, there's definitely going to be people on a consistent basis that want to see the content and the updates in your life. So it's important to be on LinkedIn as a professional. You want to stay connected with the companies that you're trying to get into, or the companies that you just like in general. You want to connect with the professionals in your network, because you never know when you need a job. Let's say someone in your network needs a job, and you see a post that says, "Hey, we're hiring for this position," and you know that Daniel down the street needs the job, and they're good at that position. You can recommend them right there. You can just tag them on a LinkedIn post, and you got a warm introduction right there. And that person, and the power of recommendation and is so underrated, because 70% of jobs are acquired through networking. So when you have if you're a hiring manager, you're a talent acquisition specialist, and you have, let's say, you have a stack or individual space with a bunch of resumes in your application database, but your friend hits you up, says, "Hey, I know that this guy or this girl is going to be amazing at this job. I recommend them. Here's the resume." You're going to look at that first, because you got a recommendation. You know what I'm saying? You're not even looking at the database first. You're looking at this recommendation.
Okay.
Hey, sorry, go ahead.
I get you. I keep cutting you off. Another question is, do you say you're Black focused? You tend to cater to people of our color or minority. Do you partner with any nonprofit agencies that in the current state of the world and with COVID and all the other disadvantages that we have as a people? How do you market yourself, and how do you give back on that side of it?
Yeah, we have partnered with two nonprofits in our business timeline. So the first one was called Parachute Bridge, and the second one was called Higher Foundation Incorporated. And essentially, what we did is essentially those nonprofits paid for resume and LinkedIn sessions for students to have those for free.
Awesome.
Okay.
And it's been very successful.
That's awesome. Oh, look who just popped in.
No, I was just talking about you, Lamar. I just wanted to let you know. I'm David Ruffin. I got nothing but love for you, baby. You can't take my spot. Don't you come around this part? No, just
Hey, so Anthony, in a couple of the reviews, I've seen where people, of course, spoke highly of the services that they received. Speaking to you now, I can see that you're well versed in what it is that you're doing. What are one of the if you had to give like a kind of tidbit or a gold nugget for us to follow when we're doing things like resumes on LinkedIn or whatever, what would that be?
Just make sure that it's tailored to the job description that you're applying to, or the industry that you're applying to. It's too often that people just make and this is not any default of the person that does it. It's just this stuff is not really taught. So you want to make sure that before you even apply to a job position or a general job, any type of job position, like say if you're going for a marketing position, before you even make up your resume or edit your resume, you want to look up, an ideal job position in marketing, and look up and see what those qualifications are, see what those responsibilities are. That they're literally giving you the answer sheet to what should be on your resume, because they have these application tracking systems that are electronically filtering out resumes that don't have the things that are on that answer sheet, on that job description. So you want to make sure that those key words and those key skills are featured on the resume, because that program is going to look at your resume when you send it through the website, and the program is going to see it and say, hey, does it have Canva? Does it have social media? Does it have Facebook? Does it have Twitter? Does it have KPI? Things like that. Those terms that relate to that specific industry. And then if it says no, you're out. And then the employer who's over here never even sees your resume.
Right. So the algorithm. I'm having algorithm.
Yeah.
The algorithm. Yeah. It's but that's everywhere to pick up, even with LinkedIn and everywhere. If you guys go to these job fairs or anything, they really highlight keywords, like in logistics. They look for financials, they look for budget, they look for warehousing, they look for inventory, they look for auditing, contracting officer representative, or things that that they're looking for. So like me, I know I've just got my job by the skin of my teeth because I have one resume. So how important is it to have different resumes tailored to specific jobs for us that has a wide range that we're qualified? How many resumes do you typically make for one person?
We typically make just one resume. Based on their needs, they'll usually. And we'll consult them, like, hey, if you're usually going into these two different industries, and those are the job positions you usually go for, we suggest you have two specific resumes for those fields. So we'll say, hey, you need two resumes. Of course, that's gonna cost more. And in general, you should have two resumes. Me personally, I usually go into either a community service space, a customer service space, or a healthcare space when I'm looking for jobs. So I have 3 resumes that are associated with those 3 industries. So that's what we recommend.
You have to spend money to make money, though. So
absolutely.
Invest in yourself. Lamar laughed at me.
I see you. Hey, well,
the chipmunks.
Anthony, it was we appreciate you coming on, man, and giving us some of that good information or whatnot. Before we let you go, can you let everybody know how they can get in contact with you and where they can follow you and so forth?
Absolutely, yes. Our Instagram is @YourGoldenGoals. So you can message us through that. You can book us through that. It has our link in the bio where you can schedule a session with us, and it shows all the services that we offer. And yes, my email and contact is through the Instagram. You can get it right there, and you can contact me if you want to schedule a session. We'd be happy to help you out.
Do you do a free consultation, or is it a paid consultation after a certain amount of minutes?
You could call. Anybody can call me through the Instagram, and then you can just ask. I've had many clients just ask, what do you offer and things like that. And it may not necessarily end up in a session, but I can advise them based on that.
Okay.
All right, man. We appreciate you again for coming through.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We wish you much success, man. Take care of yourself.
Absolutely. Y'all too. Thank y'all so much for having me.
All right, man. That was all right there. You know what I'm talking about? You need that information sometimes. And I know some people out here struggling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In this COVID situation that we in right now. But let's talk about this reparations real quick. We ain't got much time, but we got time. But we got G-Man, peace, black man. What's going on? Reparations. So earlier in the month, it began to get more play again, or was in the spotlight a lot more, as far as it actually being brought back up to the House Judiciary Committee again. It was originally brought up to. Did you know that that reparations has been introduced in every legislative session since 1989? That long. So they've been at this for some years. It was originally brought to the legislator by John Conyers, who was the Democratic representative from Michigan. Right. It's now under, if you look at it, it's called HR 40. It has 173 co-sponsors. I went and looked at it. None of those co-sponsors are Republican.
Yikes.
None of them.
They're not playing.
Yeah, they're not playing. It's so, of course, you can see that this is going to be, you know, an uphill battle, right? But the right now the HR 40 is calling for about $12 million of funding in order to make it happen.
What how many people in there? How many black people? I told y'all gonna get a quarter acre and $5,000.
So that's what I was looking for, right? Because when I went to the go to the site to actually look it up, excuse me, I wanted to see if they spelled out exactly what would be, you know, the end result as far as this is what, you know, people, you know, would get, but that's not there. What the only thing that's there is the fact that there has to be a committee, that certain number of those people have to be elected by or appointed by the president. Some of them have to be appointed by the Speaker of the House, so forth and so on. And how many? And I think it was 13 people in total. The representative that is actually the lead sponsor right now is Representative Sheila Jackson Lee. She's a Democrat from Texas, and she created she reintroduced the commission last month to the House Judiciary Subcommittee. So what it is it's the Civil Rights and Civil Liberties Equality Act. It's what it's actually called. What you mean?
What's different from every prior legislation besides them getting in the door and saying this is something that, you know, it was a pitch for election to get them in the door? You know, they get in, they have these committees, they started up, and we see nothing from them. What right. I want to know what's different behind this one than we've seen the last 40 years, 30
right.
years.
Right. So what's different this time is that there has actually been some cities and states that have actually passed some form of reparation bill. I know that in in California, they passed a bill where they have a pot of money that is set aside and via like the state taxes. I'm sorry. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, my thing was acting crazy.
Still ain't got no water. I mean, no clean water, but
yeah, I know, right?
You gotta make it make sense, but because it ain't, I'm following you and I get it, and they're doing a little more, but it's still in the first 100 days. So
and I think that was a strong reason on or a good part of why it got the new spotlight put on it. So in 2020, California passed a law to create a task force aimed at studying and making recommendations for the reparations of Black Americans. In North Carolina, there are municipalities and governments that have already apologized for slavery. I believe that happened last year as well, for slavery and segregation. And in Asheville, North Carolina, their city council actually voted unanimously last year to apologize for its role in slavery and vowing to provide reparations to Black descendants through investments in an effort to fix disparities facing Black residents. So there are some templates available for the larger government to use and see exactly how they could go about it. Now, the actual commission nobody's been named to this commission yet. So HR 40 is just saying that these are the things that need to happen in order for us to make a way or have a road to reparations. So the commission nobody's been named to this commission yet. But like I said, Representative Sheila Jackson Lee is leading that charge to try to get people named immediately. But again, it passing in the Senate and it passing in the House is two different things. Again, it basically has zero Republican backing. So you can see that this is kind of going to be something that's going to split, down party lines. But here's what I want to know. If we could get back, or if there were some reparations, what would you think, or what would you say if they just came to you and they say, "Hey, Peaches, tell us what the reparations for Black people are going to look like"? What would you say?
You know what? That's a tough question. We used to getting it out of the mud. How do you ask for something that you don't know your limit? How much can I ask for, and they gonna give me the check in the block? But we already know it ain't gonna be what Spike Lee has instilled in us in all these years.
What's that?
We gonna say it again. We did this. What's his production was?
40 acres and a mule. Yeah.
But like Lamar said, it's no surprise if the government approves reparations, it's admitting the guilt of wrongdoing. And this gets back to what I was talking about earlier. There has to, throughout history, they fought to be the supreme race. So even if you look at it like that and you look at the bigger picture, even if they say it was wrong what they did, they still did it. They still was the superior male. They took over. So a lot of this is, you got to realize that some of this stuff is not logically going to happen, because in order for America to be what it is, it has to be a good and a bad. It has to be a rich or a poor.
It has to be.
Everybody equal across the board. It's the day that our what we have is going to crumble, and everybody's not going to be able to eat like that. So we can talk about these reparations and them even leveling the playing field, but like I said, they still want the people that the insurgents from January the 6th and going forward, they still in trying to blow up the White House. So if you think that they just go throw us some money and that was an inside job, like he said, there's no Republican backing, we're sadly mistaken. I mean, it's a topic of conversation, but it's always have to be a rich and a poor.
That's a fact.
Level field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no society can survive without there being some type of pecking order. However, I gave it a shot in the dark, if you will, as far as what I would like to see the reparations look like.
What you want to see? And
so what I want to see is what I would like it to include is an official apology from the POTUS in the form of an address to the nation, in which he or she, whichever one it will be, will admit that the country would not be where it is today had it not been for African descendants of slaves, forced contributions of slavery, and unforced contributions of those same people who continue to be a driving force in the power this country enjoys today. That's one.
I gotta stop you right there, and I'm playing devil advocate, but I use your words. Like you said before, why do you need them to apologize for something for that? Why is that something that you need?
I don't need it.
He didn't enslave us. We go into these things and we always be like, oh, we want an apology from their great grandkids, But when, my cousin Pookie done went in somebody's house and stole they goddamn TV off the door, and they coming knocking on my door. Now, why the fuck is you here? I ain't got your TV. You know,
Right.
I buy it, but you know, I don't get it.
And all of this is just ideal. Of course, none of this is going to happen at all. You know what I'm saying? An apology, I think, will never happen. The only reason why I say that I don't need an apology, but I would like to see the greater, United States, the government, meaning President of the United States, make one is just for history's sake. That's the only reason, but not that it's going to do anything. Anyway, next thing I think is, so we were enslaved for 246 years. I think we should have $246 billion allocated to Black-owned small businesses to be paid out over an agreed number of years. What you think?
I mean, I'm listening. I'm just going on.
Okay.
I don't have an imagination. So
Okay.
like you ask me to imagine something.
Okay. Next is I would like to free admission, not acceptance, but free admission to the university of choice for all qualified Black children up to master's degree level. No taxes for an agreed upon number of years. And that 246 billion, you can kind of align that with this. So we were supposed to get 40 acres and a mule. At the time, there were about 4 million Africans in the United States of America that they were supposed to give 40 acres and a mule, right? So now there's about 42 million. So I think we should get 4 acres each and a mule. Or a Cadillac. I'll take either one.
So, is it enough room in this encroached America to even do that?
Facts.
Okay,
it's definitely enough room.
At this point, when we're trying to reverse our carbon footprint,
You think I give a damn about a carbon footprint?
Nah, we know you just was lights out.
You hear me?
That we going through today, this global warming. We didn't believe that shit till we kept seeing
Facts.
on the map. Like, oh,
you hear me?
Like
that is a fact.
Yeah.
And the last thing I put was for Black History to be revamped, the Black History classes to be revamped and made a part of core curriculum for elementary, middle, and high school students. That was the last thing. The
real thing, though, like I said, they've been killing. You know how many Africans was killed for slavery, and when the white man was taking his reins at the head of a society, we were killed. Our history, our ancestry, any trace to name us as the real people, the people of God, it was taken away.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So when we think about this and we think about how these people was raised, you ain't gonna get shit. You gotta take it. And they we out here showing our kids how to play Xbox and PlayStation 5, and they showing their kids how to pick us off like a quarter on the top of a goddamn stop sign.
Hey, that's big facts right there.
Our battle that you asking for, and
that's a big fact.
We still have to put the people in place to make it happen.
Like my man Doc Reed would say, all of these things are just pipe dreams until we as a people agree and operate in unity.
But divide and conquer, yeah. and that's how you win a war. You break us up, you divide us, you make us fight amongst each other. You give some of us an opportunity to gain some money, knowledge, and a little bit of power, and you leave some of us behind. That way, we fighting at a power struggle amongst ourselves. The rest of the world can really do what they want. You see?
Let me tell you. I watched Judas and the Black Messiah last week. It's a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. It's a really good movie. But when I looked at that's a fact.
Everywhere, your brother, that could be
right. But I looked at I looked like the extras, and they interviewed his son.
Oh, really?
And his son said that the thing that he realizes when it comes to Black people is we don't understand how powerful we could be. And therefore, we don't believe a lot of the things that would be called conspiracy theory. Like the things that would be going on, that was going on back then when they could listen to you from 2 blocks away and hear what everybody in the building was saying, that you would think that was a conspiracy theory, but they could actually do that. And the reason why we don't give into those conspiracy theories is because we don't even know how powerful we could be if we ever unified, but the government does. And so they do everything that they can to ensure that that never happens.
Hence the reason why they killed Dr. Martin Luther King when he gave that mountaintop speech.
Big facts.
Because it was him telling the black people to separate from America and run their own thing. Black Wall Street, you know, that was something that could have propelled us to a top, or
just imagine where we would be now.
Yeah, that would have propelled us to the top of this world. You know, some of the smartest people derive from Africa. You know, so the person who figured out to go in and operate and clear your throat while you're on a ventilator so you wouldn't die of COVID, how everybody kept dropping dead and they couldn't figure out why, it was an African that went in there and figured out what was wrong and started saving all them people.
Right.
You know what people don't know is that, you know, college didn't start in America. You know, Timbuktu had thousands of colleges before it was a big thing over here. This isn't something that was invented in America. You know, the
first university was in Europe, was founded by the Moors in Spain, I believe it was.
Yeah, but before, you know, slavery and before the beginning of time, when you hear about the Greek philosophers and all of that, that's later.
That's facts.
After. That's after the Africans already was using technology. They already was having colleges. They already had a higher level of education, and it was ingrained in them to do that. You know,
and those pyramids are proof of it.
Yeah, the pyramids. I was looking today, and I saw that even the Statue of Liberty. Do y'all know she was black initially? I'm gonna send you the link and the verification of that. Yeah, the lady holding what a lady you know got in the way, a white lady with a goddamn lantern.
Yeah,
make it make sense. Nah, when the bears get you, it won't be Mark. It ain't gonna be Susie. It's gonna be a Shikashay. You know, like. A lot of things that is happening, you know, it's designed to make us feel like we're not where we're supposed to be, or that we're dumb. They try to dumb it down and destroy everything that we built so that it's easier to be the superior race. So if we think that, you know, okay, the first will be last, the last will be first, all of that, you know, that Bible stuff. If you think that it's gonna come without a war. And I'm not saying start one, but you know, throughout there's biblical wars without it. You know, you can't just lay down and expect them to pass some laws and put a committee in place to help to propel us to where the fuck we supposed to be. You know,
I'm in agreement.
Where we supposed to be. Not as a race, but I'm saying we right where we supposed to be. In the pecking order, when you look at we're the minority. So if you look at what they teaching their kids, they never gonna teach the, you know, we got some, and I don't want to come off as if I'm prejudiced, because I'm not, and I got some homeboys that, you know, and they'll fuck you up. But you know, like I done been overseas, they'll beat you up, you know, like not that, but I mean, when you take be realistic about things, you will see that. You know, it's America not designed for us to excel. You know, everything, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Black Wall Street, you know, student loan debt. You think that the student loan debt is in place or whatever for, you know, the people that can afford it? Hell no. You know, student loans are in place to keep you, even if you can't go and get a job and make what they make, you got to kick some of it back. You know, it's not, this country is not designed for that. So is we gonna get on the boat with Stevie Wonder and slide out or not?
Oh man, for sure.
About See, Matt Williams. Remember, y'all, I was telling y'all, like, I talked to this guy for us, you know, he's very intelligent. And like I said, not only do he know the Bible Bible version of this, but he's even studied and, you know, gathered the ideologies and the facts to support the stuff that like was put out. I wish we could have had him on this show today, because he talked to me today for maybe like over an hour or so, 2 hours, and the whole time my mouth was open. And I had a pen in my hand. And I'm
my boy, what up, Sep? But my boy Sep said the earlier version of the Statue of Liberty honored slaves. I would love to see I would love to see if that earlier version looked different.
It had the little braided hair,
it did,
with the dress, like it looks really similar, but the hair was pulled back. I'll send you it. Here, I'll send it to you once we get off of here. But yeah.
All right. Yeah. Speaking of getting off of here, it's about that time. One last thing before we dip, man, is first of all, I want to give a shout out to Anthony for coming on. I appreciate you, for coming on. I thank everybody for staying tuned, and while we went through our technical difficulties or whatever, we'll do better. Lastly, Saturday, I'm at the Black History Vendor Expo. If anybody is in Dallas, for those of us that's in Dallas, Texas, I'm at the Black History Vendor Expo. So I'll be going live on the Black Owned Podcast IG on and off between the hours of 12 and 4 Central Time. So that's 1 and 5 Eastern Time. So y'all will see me going live on and off throughout that time frame, talking to Black vendors out there, and I'm also talk to the guy who put the whole thing together. So check that out on Saturday.
If y'all want more information, the guy that Mac directed me to, his name is Roy C. ROY space C. He passed away. But if you want some some facts, he has all types of artifacts. He collected books, just a lot. Go to his page. It's open. Scroll down. Look at the stuff. If you don't believe it, research it. Do your own research. It's there. It's knowledge is there. We gotta stop being lazy and go out and get it. And
that's a fact.
That's all I have. Thanks everybody for joining. I have another engagement. I'm 6 minutes late for. I holla.
Holla.